Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? This is Mark and Rebecca from City Creek Bottoms Farmstead Life with another video, and today we are in Selma, Alabama. Selma's a very old town, and you see a lot of old homes right here. But we're going
That's a really pretty one back there.
Yeah, sure is. But we're going to a cemetery. So we're fixing to pull up there in just a minute. Very old cemetery. One of the few Alabama cemeteries on the historical register.
Look at the moss on the razor wire.
Yeah, I see it. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it's bad when you got to put razor wire on everything.
Yeah.
Here's the cemetery. We're fixing to pull up. And we're going to park and get out and do a little walking. And there's a tour bus in here today.
Uh-oh.
So
may not be filming.
Yeah, we will. But he's blocking the road where you need to go in at. So you might need to turn in right here. Oh, there's a tour going on. Okay. That's cool. So they have a tour happening. See it down there?
Yeah. Wish we could join it.
Well, anyway. Well, the azaleas are pretty, aren't they? Look at them, baby. They're pretty. All different colors. The pink, the red, the purple, or lavender, whatever you want to call it. I think right down here it V's to the left, and you can go over and park
and
by
it V's to the right.
Yeah.
So we may just go on out while they're doing their tour.
Okay. Give them a few minutes.
Yeah.
This is what Rebecca loves, and I do too. I like old cemeteries.
It's history.
It's history, and I knew this would be a pretty neat one to come to because it's so old. I think it, if I remember correctly, it goes back to almost the early 1800s. So there's going to be some old graves in here. A lot of Civil War, and even a vice president's buried in here. One of the vice presidents of the U.S. that was from Alabama back in the 1800s. And I'm sorry we're filming through the truck right now. In a minute when we get out, I know it'll be better. This looks like a little bit newer down this way. Parts of it. So, yeah, she likes to, you want to remove your phone, babe? There you go. That way it ain't in the picture. Or I could have, I guess. Yeah, this looks like the newer part of the cemetery down in here.
There's still some old mixed in.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I'm looking at the tombstones compared to back up yonder.
Yeah. Look up there at that one.
Guess I could roll down the window, couldn't I? Hang the camera out the window. Alrighty. So, yeah. Come on, sister, you can join in. Me and you can fight the camera. Yeah, this is kind of the newer tombstones, but there's some old ones mixed in with it.
I might even venture to say this is the poorer people.
And it could very well be.
Because they don't have the glamorous headstones.
Something is asking me something here. I don't know what it just did. Something came up on it, then it went off. I don't know what it was.
I don't know either now.
I don't know. Hope it wasn't saying something about no SD card or something.
It probably was.
Well, I ain't been having them issues lately, so I don't know.
It might be full because you've been doing some filming lately.
Yeah, but I've erased a lot of them. Well, the big old creek down in there. Don't run off that bluff, baby. We'll be in a mess. Yeah. Oh, hey, you got it where you can go down in the creek or something. Oh, no, that's where they, okay, I see what they do in there.
Dang.
That's where they put limbs and stuff.
Better.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get out in a minute and start walking some. Yeah, this is probably right. This is probably the poor man's area. I don't know if
There with some scratches.
some of these tombstones are huge though to be poor men. There's some slabs down here too. Oh, sister, you killing me. You always got to kill me. A lot of slabs on them, baby. A lot of big slabs. So I don't know if it's poor people or not. And slabs ain't cheap, especially back in. I wonder why they done slabs. I wonder if it's because of this is prone to flooding. But we're right here not far from the Alabama River. Which I know slabs used to be a...
Well, it's also a deterrent to grave robbers.
True.
Because that slab's a little heavy to lift too.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty good sized cemetery.
Oh, the camellia, look at that.
Yep. They still up yonder, babe.
I know. We got to park though at some point.
I wonder what the deal is right here in this little section.
Don't know, but they had a sign back there that said "Pardon our progress."
Yes, a pretty place. It's a little cloudy today. A little rain's on the way. And there was a place you could have pulled in there, probably and parked.
Yeah.
Because they still standing over yonder.
Yeah.
They're probably showing some of the vice president's grave and stuff.
Well, I can't get back over there, can I?
No, I think you gotta stay straight right here. And I think the cemetery does cross over, don't it? Yeah. So you can go up here and cross over.
There's the road. I see it now.
Yeah.
This side doesn't get traversed as much.
No. These old live oaks are huge. This is what, probably 100 miles from the house?
Yeah.
You ain't gonna be able to go out that way.
Not trying to go out that way. I'm trying to get over here and park.
Okay, I'm just letting you know that the
Because remember I said on the other side of the building is just like that side over there.
Right.
And we can park right here at the step.
Okay. I'm gonna stop the camera a minute.
Yeah.
Then we'll resume.
I don't either.
All right, y'all, we back.
Blessed was just telling you how much time you had left available.
So here's the old building. We'll show them this real quick. This is where back during their Memorial Day and what else? 4th of July.
Yeah, it was called the Spring House.
And they would have
because
bands
in spring
here.
they would have.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So this building's been here a while. I know this is different from homesteading and Bigfoot, but hey, this is still in the paranormal round too. We just seen a guy toting an EMF with him.
I wished I'd brought my stuff because it's left at the house.
And our mics are working correctly, yeah. Turn to me where I see if your blue's on.
It's on.
Okay.
You don't see it?
No, because you went.
Look.
I do now.
I saw it though. That's why I said it's on.
Yeah, we're just out gallivanting today. And thought we'd bring y'all along with us a little bit. Wonder who the oldest person is buried in this cemetery.
No either.
I wonder if some of the French people who settled around Selma are buried in here.
Maybe.
If we have time, we may go down to the old state capital of Cahaba. It ain't far from here, and we may go down there and walk around a few minutes.
Okay.
And then we may have a surprise if we still have daylight left.
Okay.
That'd be
Cast
Loundes
iron
County.
grave cover. So where are these numbers that they have?
I got a sneaky feeling they're back over there, I bet.
Well, let's go that way.
Yeah.
Come on, sister.
That dog bloom is going to be white, or is it yellow?
Right now it's yellowish because it's not in bloom.
Yeah. Yep. Selma's a real old town, a lot of history here. It settled way before the Civil War.
I wonder if there's any medicinal benefit
To
Spanish moss.
I don't know. And what, we're probably
Come here,
we're about
sister.
70 miles from Sylacauga, I think. Maybe 80.
The camellia.
Yeah, camellia and the azaleas are pretty right now. Need to head to Mobile for the azalea walk.
No, ma'am.
We'll have to plan on that next year. Yep.
All of them. There's a lot of slabs.
Sure is. Just about every one of them slabs. That's pretty new right there. See, 89. So.
Is that 36 or 86?
1936.
That one's 28. 35. Look at that. That's 35 and that one's 36.
Wow. Here's a person that was born in 1819, died in 1912. Wow. There's some marble. I was gonna say, this is all marble in here. I bet that come from Sylacauga.
Probably.
Or it comes from Marble Hill, Georgia, one of the two.
That's a cool
Let me
headstone
look at
right
this
there.
a minute here. Here's a green buried here. Several greens. Joseph Green, Company A, 15th Battalion, Alabama Partisan Rangers.
Joseph Walton Green.
Wow. Interesting. Here's Harriet Bailey Green. She is the wife of Joseph Green. She died in 1905. Interesting.
That's a daughter, I bet. Married this one.
Yeah. Wagner 60 Coast Artillery from Virginia.
Yep.
That's interesting.
William Bailey, John Keener.
And if any of y'all don't live in the South, a lot of our cemeteries where Confederate soldiers are buried, they do still put up the flags, a lot of the families, and also the United Daughters of the Confederacy and stuff.
Because right or wrong, it is part of our history.
Yeah, right or wrong, it is part of our history.
Let's go check out the center.
You what, babe?
Let's check out the center.
Okay.
And then the cannons.
Yeah, I think that's where some of your stuff is.
Look right there.
Yep. They had a battle here at Selma during the Civil War. There was a big ordinance here, and they have a reenactment down here every year. I think it's in April. And they have it. I think it's coming up pretty soon. I'm curious to talk to this guy with the EMF over here.
Oh, wow. Unknown.
Yep.
Unknown. Unknown. Unknown.
They said it was a mass grave over here, so this must be it.
And I'm walking right on top of it.
It's alright, babe. They know you don't mean no disrespect. What's this about Nathan B. Forrest over here? This is the memorial circle. This is where some more is buried. All
Here.
up under us here. Yep. So that was probably from the battle. Yep. My great-great-grandfather was up under Forrest for a little while over at Chickamauga.
Come on.
I'll leave that there a minute where y'all can freeze it and read it if you want to. Yeah.
Here's your mass grave. Mark.
I'm coming back.
$156 Confederate War dead in 2 mass graves within this circle.
Yeah. I told everybody they can freeze it to stop the video and where they can read it or whatever.
Yep.
And a monument to Jefferson Davis and Robert E. Lee. A lot of men's name wrote on the bottom of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the bricks around that one over there had names.
Yeah. War is rough. Sometimes you have to do things you don't like doing. Pretty neat, these old cannons. I'll have to come back to them in a minute. Check them out. One of them looks like a World War I type cannon. Oh, this was the chair that got stolen down here. And there was a big controversy about it back a few years ago when all the rioting and all that was going on, and the chair come up missing, and then they got it back.
Didn't hear about that.
Yeah, that was a controversy. It about stirred up World War III down here. Yeah. Yep, it about got a war started. Yeah, that's a World War I cannon. That's pretty cool right there. Imagine dragging that around with horses. Rainbow Division, Alabama 4th Infantry. Yep, that's right. Alabama had the Rainbow Division in World War I. I forgot about that. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. That's good, they got it plugged. That's good. Y'all, that's what a lot of our magnolias look like. We got them up around home like that. But the further you get in South Alabama, the more of them they become.
Here's plaque 1.
What, babe?
Plaque 1.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll kind of go slow if anybody wants to.
Come start here.
Yeah, that way if anybody wants to.
That's what I was saying.
Freeze it and read it.
And look at the way they did the brick too.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Got people's names wrote all in it. That's cool.
But then there's a section that it's not, and then there's a section that there is.
That's pretty cool. So if you're ever down here in Selma, Alabama, in this part of the country, you got time, be good to come see it. A lot of Georgia guys right here, babe.
Yeah, I know.
You Georgia mites. Can't get nothing ruffled up, I guess.
She's taking everything else in.
And Olive Island's back up there around where I live at. That's right, there was a little skirmish at Olive Island. I forgot about that. Alabama kind of escaped a lot of the Civil War. Had a lot of small skirmishes. I say, you know, Battle of Selma and Mobile Bay, and then up and around North Alabama, around Decatur, and a few other spots. They had some pretty good battles. Main reason they came in here was there was a big arsenal that was building the cannons and all that stuff. That's why the Union Army come in here, was after that. So, all right. You know, you're supposed to be giving the tour of this, not me. I always get
I hear you.
in everything.
Yeah, I hear you.
Them azaleas are pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's that time of the year for them here in Alabama. Down in Mobile, they have the azalea trail every spring. You can tour all over looking at the azaleas, and they used to have the azalea run, a track run, and all kind of stuff. Can y'all imagine coming in here at night time?
Oh, I would love it.
I imagine. But this one closes at dark. You're not allowed in here after dark. Which you probably could get permission for a group or something. I imagine it would be a place to come check out. I would imagine. That's pretty cool.
That one's pretty cool.
Yep.
All right, let's turn off the video and
Okay.
come back if we see something in the whole walk
Okay.
and video what they need to see. Sister, hold up. So he's over that way somewhere.
Do what?
He's that way somewhere.
Alright, we'll make a little swing that way. I was just going to show them this. This here is pretty neat. That is pretty neat right there. I mean,
It is.
Somebody spent some money. All that wasn't cheap. Especially that right there. Yes.
And that's above ground crypts there too.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, this is the real old part of the cemetery.
Come on. Sister, come. Come.
That's you don't see too many of them in Alabama. I imagine down the road, but around Mobile you would, but you don't see many brick ones like that. Got a steel door on it. Wow. Wow.
Got the spider welts growing over here.
Yep.
Come here, sister. You press that pause
Shut
button,
her off a minute.
or just pause.
Yeah, that is some pretty iron work. Yeah. When you see those there, those are Confederate soldier emblems. That's the old ones that they put up. So that's way over 100 years old. A lot of them used to be made out of bronze, and people went to stealing them, so they had to start making them out of iron. Yeah, there was some pretty detail on that. Wow. 1905. People back then had talent too, didn't they, babe?
Yep.
They had craftsmanship. And they don't have near the tools we have now, and they can do stuff prettier than we can. I mean, that's artwork right there with that iron. It took a blacksmith a while to work on that right there. I mean, that right there that's some that is some cool work.
Meant to look like a log.
Yeah, I mean, that took some time to build that.
Press pause again.
Yeah, let me pause her. We'll be back.
Come here.
Gardeners. Kindergartners.
And you notice what's strange here, right? They don't keep them in rows.
No. One's a child.
Several's a child.
Yeah.
There's two over there.
Here's one that's got vandalized, several of them. Yeah, here's one of the roads into here. Probably for the city workers. Alright. Man, that's some big old cedar trees. Look at that cedar tree.
Yeah, I know.
A big one. Several big cedars. Right up here where I live, all the cemeteries used to have tons of cedar trees in them. They come and cut them out. That's a big magnolia, babe. A big one.
Old boxwood.
Yeah, that's old boxwood.
Smells like cat pee.
Looks like a sawbar trying to take it over.
Oh yeah.
Now look at that one over yonder. Let me stop the video and we'll walk over.
To which one? Yeah.
Have you felt anything?
Couple of spots.
I figured you would. I think that has been redone.
Yeah, it has.
So I wonder what took place.
The boy poet of Selma.
So they had to redo that one.
Yep.
So.
And these slabs.
So did it crumble apart,
but
or did it get vandalized?
No writing on them.
Huh. Yeah, that's pretty new. That ain't been done too long. They had to redo that.
Mm-hmm.
And here's some more of that leaf ironwork. That's pretty cool. There's another brick vault. That's pretty cool. Got marble on top of it. More likely that came from Sylacauga or Marble Hill, Georgia. One of the two. That's where the Dimension Quarry is Marble Hill.
Okay. And there's your old graves.
Yeah.
1821 was when they were born. 1845 is when that
passed away.
Was buried.
Yeah. These some old trees too.
Yeah, this is the old section.
Yeah, looks like the old section. There's born 1818, died in 1844.
1868. Got an iris on the top.
Yeah, it sure does. Yeah, this is some of your old cemetery here. Probably some of the original.
The monkey grass is growing. Come on.
I'm sorry, y'all, if I'm moving the camera around too much. Just trying to get a lot of it in. And babe, always be careful when you walk in old cemeteries like this. There are holes. Kind of watch where you're walking.
I am. See 1962 and 2000 right there.
Yeah. Some of these are probably family burial plots.
Just interesting to see a 1865 right beside a 2000.
That's interesting right here.
And I think this has been hit, is why it's doing
too.
like that.
That's true. But still interesting design.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's very interesting design.
Yep.
Katharina. That's French, isn't it?
Yes.
So this may be some of the French graves.
Because that's Mercier is the last name.
Yeah.
She married a Vaugelin.
Because French were some of the first ones to settle in here in the 1700s. I forgot what king of France commissioned them to come in here.
Mulier.
And then they took back off and went back to France. A lot of them went back to Mobile.
Francis Edward Booth.
Yeah.
John Edwin Booth.
Yeah.
Shanahan. Oh, these are pretty. Little lilies.
Oh yeah, sure is.
And the little irises up there too.
There's some pretty blue flowers coming up over here at these old graves.
Hold on, sister.
Get off the slab, sister. It's pretty.
The blue flowers is spiderwort.
That's some old graves there.
Did you hear me?
I heard you. That guy died in 1838 right there.
It's a her.
Or her, excuse me. That's some old graves.
Mary Ibby.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, two different colors of spiderwort.
Yeah, it is. That's pretty. It is pretty. Lavender and a blue, isn't it? Somebody done. That's what I hate when these folks go in and vandalize these old graves.
That's why it's closed at night.
Yeah, it's sad. Very sad.
Then we got some oxalis up here.
I'm gonna pause a minute. There's some pretty neat old monuments right over there. Oh, they had a water fountain out here. Had a water spigot at one time.
It's all through here, so they could water plants and grass if need
That's
be.
pretty cool, ain't it? Imagine they don't do it no more.
Because see, there's one there and there's one over yonder.
Yeah, I didn't even notice them.
Top broke off.
Yeah, sure has. Burns family. That's probably pretty prominent people here at one time.
Hybert. I want to stay in that house.
That is a pretty neat old house.
And that's not the point. As old as some of these are, and as old as I know that wall is, it's right next door.
Now look at the ironwork on that. Wow. About time to put new flags out.
Yeah. Oh, there's the cast iron one.
Wow.
That's pretty cool.
It is. That is pretty cool.
But there's no name or anything.
There may have been something with it at one time.
But it is metal.
Wow. They had foundries down here, so I imagine they were making a lot of it.
Oh, here you go.
Yep.
The Masonic headstone.
Yeah.
That's a pretty ornate Masonic headstone.
Yeah, it is.
With the lilies and everything on there.
Yeah. You should be getting closer to where the vice president's grave is.
Where's the road? That's right up there. Hold on, sister. 57. Take the wide.
Sister.
I think right this away. I think it's that one right there.
She smelled something there.
She smelled it all over the whole cemetery.
Yeah, she's probably smelling squirrels.
It should be like right in here somewhere.
Figured they'd have a number by it or something.
There's a number on the map.
Yeah, you figured they'd have a number at the
Yeah.
grave spot.
Let's see. Ferguson, Montgomery.
His name was King.
Thought it was Pettis.
No, he was King, the vice president.
Alright, we're going to the wrong spot then.
Oh, was he? Pettis was a general.
Oh, that's the one you pointed at.
Oh, is it?
So where's King in here?
Yeah, I'm gonna pause it a minute. Yeah. Yeah, he was a Confederate general in the Civil War. Pin oak in here with the live oak. Like how some of these tombstones has got the arches and stuff in them. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna shut her off a minute while we walk that way a little bit.
Yeah, he's right on the road.
Yep.
He's probably the crypt.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yep, he's the crypt.
He was Vice President of the United States in 1853. U.S. Senator, Minister to France, President Pro Tem. That's his vault. Made out of marble. Wow. Pretty cool marble crypt. Wow, babe, look. It even has a keyhole.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. J.T. Allen. I don't know who J.T. Allen was, the guy that built this, or...
Yeah.
Yeah.
put his signature on it.
Pretty cool. You back up so people can see it better. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think he wasn't in office long and he passed away. Well, we come up that side, so we'll walk down this side, I guess. So here's some more pretty cool ones. Can y'all imagine back in having to haul this stuff on a wagon over here and then put it up? I mean, that stuff ain't light right there, that marble, and had to be very careful with it because marble will crack easy. I imagine. But they had means, they had ways. It's just amazing they don't have what we have now. They just done better work. This is pretty cool here. And all this is made out of marble. Some of it's cracking. That is pretty cool. With the design work on it. That is pretty cool. So I wonder why it's cracking.
Weather.
That's a lot of work put into that.
1841 to 54.
Wow.
What happened in 54? July 15th, 1854, August 3rd, 1854.
I don't know of anything.
Sisters.
I don't know. How old were they?
1841 to 54 and 1846 to 54.
Grieving because of the other one? Maybe. I don't remember any bad thing happening right in that time period in the 1850s. Only thing was at war with Mexico for a couple of years. I don't remember anything else going on in that time.
They died 2 weeks apart.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wonder if it was grieving or they both caught something.
That's why I asked.
I mean, that's possible.
When did the
I think
flu?
smallpox and yellow fever and all that was still going on. And that's one of the reasons I think the French left up here, because of the yellow fever and malaria and stuff. It got so bad.
Dad died in 1856 too.
Huh.
Mom outlived him.
He was a colonel. I wonder what war he was in for him to be a colonel.
He didn't have to be in a war. He's
Well, that's
just
true.
a military.
Yeah, that's true. Look at her.
What?
That's deer. That's deer. That's deer. Yeah, that's deer tracks. Yeah. Hey, probably coming in here and feeding on that tender grass coming up.
Yeah, but where are they living?
They live in here.
They're in the
somewhere.
back
Probably
there.
back yonder way, yeah, down there toward that
Yeah.
creek. I just happened to look. And I thought, oh wow. That looks like a plum tree.
It's a plum or a cherry.
Sure is, isn't it?
Sister.
I wonder if they do like a ghost tour of these cemeteries down here. I'm talking about a
It'd be
ghost
cool
tour.
if they did.
Yeah.
You can find out right there.
Yeah, that's true. We back this up a minute, and then if somebody wants to freeze it and enlarge it and read it, they can. Now just look at them pretty azaleas. That's just pretty. Very beautiful flower. It's a very peaceful cemetery. Very peaceful. Like it's being taken pretty good care of too. I'm glad to see that. A lot of places you go, they don't take care of the cemetery. Did I tell you they're going to do a cemetery tour in April in Chicago?
April 12th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to try to go if we can.
April 12th.
Well, we'll make time to still go.
Everything's happening April 12th.
Yeah.
The coffee and cars. The cemetery tour.
What time is it?
Several other things.
What time is the tour?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It's probably going to be probably like a half a day thing, probably.
Stacy and them wants to go too.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, this is the Old Live Oak Cemetery in Selma, Alabama. One of the only few registered historical cemeteries in Alabama. I don't know how many there are, but it's one of them. And if y'all down in Selma, Alabama, you got time, come through. I mean, you just drive through it. You don't have to get out and walk, but it's a lot of old history here. Very old town. Be neat just to see these old big live oaks and magnolias and stuff. So, all right, y'all. That's it for right now. We'll be back later. Hey everybody, this is Mark and Rebecca from Cedar Creek Bottoms, Farmstead Life, with another video. And we're out and about in Lowndes County, Alabama. Down here next to the Lowndes County Wildlife Management Area. And it was the place I had my first sighting years ago. So we're going to see if we can find the place real quick. It's probably has changed a lot in almost 20 years. So, and yeah, there's Holy Ground Battlefield Park. That was a battle from the Creek Indian War of 1812, 1813, 14.
I want to go check it out.
So, right on down here, babe. Just take your time. Well,
can't take my time too much.
What was wrong? A truck behind us?
Yep.
They didn't pass you. This is what the management area looks like. I mean, there's a lot of it. There's a railroad right there. We'll cross that railroad, but that's what it looks like in here. It's
thick.
A different spot. It's a different place down in here. A lot of swampy land. All that. And it's really growed up compared to what it used to be. You can tell these little swamps all in here everywhere. These little roads. Me and her may take a couple of them in a minute. There's Southern Road. I've been out there before. This may be St. Mark's Church coming up right down here, babe. So if it is, should go right past it, and there'll be another little turn off.
Right or left?
Be to the right, sister. Yeah, this is St. Mark's Church right here. It's a little Baptist church, so go slow. It's gonna be right in here somewhere.
Right there.
Let's see.
Can't go out there no more.
Oh, I don't know if it's this or the next one. I'm not sure.
Well, they got them off my behind.
Okay. Well, let's go on down the road, then we'll turn and come back if we have to. Yeah, we used to have to walk. Well, they had it where you could go a little further than that and park. I guess they may be gating them all off at the main road now. If that's the case, that's a pretty good little walk down there. And I mean, I'd love to go see it. Man, look at the trees planted in the rows in there. You see that? Mm-hmm. But they planted hardwood trees. That's pretty cool.
That's good.
That was probably it, but we'll go up here and make sure. See all the water I was telling you about on the side of the road is everywhere. Yeah, you gotta be careful pulling off the road in here. Maybe this next one, but I can pull it back up on GPS.
Not the next one.
Well, I was just trying to remember. I mean, it has been almost 20 years.
I'm glad to see them doing some repaving.
It's changed a lot in here in 20 years. This is like just a little parking spot.
Yep. Probably used to go through.
Yeah. They probably just got this where you can park. Not sure.
Next one.
We'll go look. We'll go right on down there. If we get into pasture land, we'll be able to tell the difference. The road to holy ground ought to be right down here somewhere to the left.
It was the other way, I thought.
Oh, was it?
No, you're right. Yeah, we've already passed it, I think.
Okay.
It was before the church.
Okay, was it before the church? Okay. There's a campground right there. Look at that, boy. That's pretty, isn't it? I'll show it on the way back.
Got the lilies going. Pretty for a swamp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gated off.
Yeah, they got it all gated. Lord, they want you to walk it all now, don't they?
Yep.
Used to, you could go in there a little piece. Well, I don't know how much you in for a big walk. And leaving our vehicle right on the side of the road.
Yep.
I think we've went past. I think it was that first road we pulled into.
That's what I was thinking.
I could go back and look at my, because there's a house now.
Yep.
We're getting in the houses now, so that was probably it back there. Now I was wanting to show y'all, so I'm gonna shut the camera off a minute till we get turned around and get figured out here.
Oh no.
I'm sorry about
So
that, y'all.
Reindeer moss and usnea.
Yeah.
Coming off the trees. Look here. Here's some still on the tree.
It sure is.
Yep. The plum trees were covered with it.
Yeah. Is that plum trees over there?
Maybe. You got your mic on, it's going to pick up every leaf.
Well, I know. They just have to get over it. I'm sorry. That is plum trees, babe. That's a plum thicket. Them are still living. That's cool. Those are still living. That's cool. So those died. I don't know why it choked them out over there. Those are making it right there. That'd be a place to check later on. When them start ripening, if they
Look
put
here.
out.
You know how they say you can identify it? If you pull it apart, can you see it?
Yeah.
And it's got that white string inside it.
Yeah, I see it.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, it is. Y'all, we're not gonna get too far from the truck because we're heading to park right on the road. And we're gonna probably ride some more of the management area. But we're gonna walk down here toward the curve a minute. I'll come back and check this out. And what the state done when they bought this property, they put hardwoods back in it. I mean, that's cool. They didn't come back and plant all pines in it. So that's pretty cool.
Queen Anne's lace. Look here.
Yeah, sure is.
Know how I know? Can you see the hair?
Yeah.
Because the queen has hairy legs.
On the stem.
The queen has hairy legs.
That's a big old plum thicket. I'll have to remember that. Down here the ground is that sandy loam. All this used to be farmland in here. This is the land that Lyndon Johnson's wife, Lady Bird, owned, or her family owned. But it's pretty cool that the state planted back hardwoods instead of pines on it. They planted a lot of oak, sweet gum. They kind of tried to put it back kind of native, but they did plant them in rows. I don't know why they planted them in rows for, but and for some reason they didn't do much on this side with it, did they?
Nope.
Sister, stay with us. There is hogs here. I would like to come back down here and go hunting next year. Come bring the camper, camp out and hunt a few days. That day, me and Keith and Larry were in here. I think about in here somewhere where we was parked. Because there's still a pretty good little walk from the field to the truck. Back then, they didn't have gates in here. You could go all the way to the green field if you wanted to.
Why is somebody calling me on Facebook Messenger?
Well, them pin oaks is putting the leaves out, ain't they?
Yep.
They already got leaves on them. That may be a wild plum right there, babe. That tree right there. That bush. Yep. Right there.
Sister, get over here.
Get over here. This is a wild plum right here. This wild plum. That's a big one. It survived. That's cool.
Look up in the middle right there.
Yep, I see them.
Army worms.
They're already in there. Wow. Yep. Wow, this time
Tent
of year
worms,
already.
whatever they are, bag worms. Yep. Sister, Mom.
They may have actually had this road open during hunting season or something. And they closed it after the turkey deer season went out. Because I was going to say, boy, it's a long haul. Somebody harvest a deer and have to bring that thing all the way up here to the road. Lord have mercy. That's a pretty good haul. See how flat it is in here, baby? It's just flat.
Yeah.
You get over here where the big field is and go down at that end I was sitting at, and that drops off into that swamp in there. It's a gradual drop. There's some more wild plums coming up over yonder. That's cool. Glad to see that. That's pretty good. Sister, we ain't squirrel hunting right now. Huh. That's strange. You feel anything? Not really.
Something, but I can't tell what.
The top of that tree dead?
It's broke.
You know, I'm getting the heebie-jeebies.
Why?
I don't know. I really don't know. Trying to pay attention for tracks in this sand.
I can't get it to do it.
By the way, y'all, this is I forgot what day it is. I think March 29th, I think. Yes, Saturday, March 29th, excuse me.
Did you see the Spanish moss here?
Yeah, it's here. Yeah. Over toward the river, there's a lot of it. We'll go over there in a minute. We'll cross and go over there.
Yeah, there was some hanging right there. But I mean, the usney is like out of control. Look.
Yeah.
All over that branch.
Oh, yeah.
And the reindeer moss.
There's the green field starting, I think. Very productive environment for it, probably. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Probably real productive. There's some more wild plums. There's a bunch of them in here. That's a good thing, though. Need to come back here late May and walk in here. This was old farmland. This was old pasture, what it was. You can still see the old fences when we first come in here. Yeah, here's the green field started. I think right down here.
And where was your booger?
Huh?
Where was your booger?
Always at the other end of it.
Ah.
You're going to see in just a minute. You're going to say, good Lord, what a green field.
So he was down at the green field?
Yeah. Yeah, he was all the way at the other end of it. Way down yonder. Ain't too crazy about leaving the truck up yonder. Like I said, used to, you could pull in here a little piece. People couldn't see your vehicle. Nowadays, you can't do stuff like you used to. A lot of wild plums still growing in here though, so that's a good sign. They're all in here. Honeybees out, babe.
Yeah. The yellow jessamine, there's blooming all around. All these little plants in here. Look how pretty that is.
Yeah, it is. Sure is. And there's the green field.
And it's covered in blooms.
Pretty, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you see how long that summer gun is?
Yep.
I was at the other end of it. There's an old fence line down there at the other end of that. I guess it's old property line or something. Oh, that's pretty. Yeah. We ain't gonna walk all the way down there today, baby.
Nope.
Huh?
I said nope.
That's a long haul down there. Plus we need our snake boots on in this. But if y'all can see, way down yonder, on that right hand corner is where I was sitting. I will come back to this.
Come here.
We will come back. Boy, it's beautiful, ain't it? Over here is the swamp. There's water all down in that bottom there. About 50 to 75 yards back is water. Keith would have been sitting right up in here. Larry's about middle ways, and I was at the very end. Was all facing this way, which probably be north. And right down there is where the deer come in behind me from the south. And that's where the booger come in. And I'm anxious to see if that big white oak is still down there. Yep. As you can see, they got a paradise down here. There ain't nothing in here but thick woods, water, plenty of cover. And Rebecca's steadily pulling up food everywhere.
Considered a wild radish.
And now, let me say something.
Yeah.
That could have been in their mixture with this field.
Yeah, it is. Well, I was going to say, this could upset tummies.
Yeah.
That's what I was reading.
You smell it, boy. It smells like a turnip.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come back. I just hate to. That's a long walk down yonder.
Oh, yeah.
And we really need a pair
And too
of
many
snakes.
bees and all that stuff out in there, too. So, and I don't want to mash it down.
Well, we can walk
It's
on
pretty.
the edge, but where you can tell where they've been driving
Yeah.
down the edge in it, but
It's too pretty to drive over and walk through. Come on, sister.
I'm gonna come back. I'll come back. I may try to come back on in May or something. By then, this will be dying out because all this is winter type stuff. Surprised the hogs ain't got it tore to pieces.
Same.
Yeah, it's pretty. Come back where I'm more prepared to walk in there. Cause I like to hang out in here a little while when I do. I like to, stay a couple hours in here walking around. Not just in the field, but and you can tell where that swamp drops off down in there. You can see it drop off from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a ton of water down in there. I'm still amazed at all the wild plum trees still living though. And that could be a hog right there.
What?
Rooting.
Oh, that was ant beds.
Was it?
Yeah. They're all over.
Now here, hold on.
Oh, I see that.
Yeah, that may be a hog track. I don't know. They in here. They never have got rid of all of them. Hard to get rid of them in this type of area. Excuse me.
Look there.
It's like an old man's beard, don't it?
That's that one.
Yeah.
Don't know what that one is.
Something drug right there, see it?
Mm-hmm.
Could have been a deer. Something made that right there. Pawing.
Come on, sister.
Come on, girl. All right, y'all. I'm gonna sign off from here. We may film some more and we may not. This is where I had my first sighting. This is what started me in the Bigfoot world. Was this place down here? This is where I guess you'd say reality sunk in. And I figured out there was these things existed. So I will come back. I will go to that spot and walk around in there some and film it when I do, and I may come back about the time these plums are getting ripe, if they put out. I'm assuming some of them probably still do. That might be a good time to come back here. There's several patches in here, and I might catch tracks in this sandy ground. We'll see though. Anything you want to say, babe?
No, I'm good.
All right, y'all. Like I said, we might be back with some more, and we might not.